It's time to hit the jackpot because you're listening to How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Sean and Sean Miller, breaking down betting into 4 categories to help you stay ahead of the game, sharing their thoughts, opinions, and analysis on how to bet it, where to bet it, and who to bet on. Now here are your hosts, Daryl Sean and Sean Miller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet or HowToBet.com podcast. I'm Daryl Fine. He's Sean the Genius Miller. He's Neri Rodriguez, and we are here for March Madness. We're here to break it down for you again. We're just breaking it down for you tonight. We will give you winners on Tuesday, Wednesday, leading up to March Madness. We will start to give you winners with the point spreads. We'll get into it, but right now we're just breaking this thing down. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, the like button. We appreciate all of that. Leave comments, scroll down, leave comments if you'd like. And at howtobet.com, you're going to find exclusive promotions to sportsbooks around the country, including FanDuel and Betfred. We have exclusive promotions from them at howtobet.com. So get there early, get there often. Hey, they're giving you money. So get there early and often. Free money. So
who doesn't love that?
Who doesn't like free money? So we broke down the West, we broke down the South. Now we're going to break down the Midwest. Number 1, Kansas. I don't think we have to talk much about that. They're going to be at Fort Worth for this first game. They'll take on the winner of Texas A&M Corpus Christi and Texas Southern. So really, we don't have to talk about that. Kansas, a very impressive team at 28-6, and they're playing their best ball lately. So Kansas is going to be, again, one of those teams that will be a tough out. Let's go right to the next game, that 8-9 game, a team that I know you like a lot, Sean, the San Diego State and Creighton. Creighton lost in the Big East Championship to Villanova. They're the 9 seed. San Diego State 23-8 out of that Mountain West Conference, a strong Mountain West Conference.
Yeah, look, I mean, you see, Boise State. We just talked about Colorado State. You got San Diego State 23-8, 13-4 in the league, and then you also got Wyoming that got in. Those 4 teams, and Fresno State, UNLV. That league was one of my favorite leagues. The games were all competitive. The teams play really well. The San Diego State team was, highly ranked a lot of the year, and I think they're a dangerous team for Kentucky in this bracket if they can get through Creighton.
Now, Creighton has a talented 7-footer. They have, but they live and die, it seems, with that 3. And for some reason, I just don't think they get the ball inside enough. And so I like. I'll tip my hat here. I know we're going to run it down again on Tuesday, but I'll tip my hat here, and I say I like San Diego State. That Creighton team, I was just not impressed with the way they're playing ball. McDermott's a good coach. I just don't agree with the way he's playing ball. So let's go ahead.
Do you think? I mean, we haven't talked a little bit about this, but I know there's always it's never all the 1 seeds. Do you think Kansas is one of these teams that is a little? We talked about Arizona. I mean, they're going to be deep. Gonzaga's going to go deep. Like, do you think Kentucky or Kansas is a little vulnerable here, or they're probably?
I think they could be had. When you look ahead to the next matchup, the 5-12 game. You have Iowa. Now, would it shock me if the way Iowa plays the game, again, you're winning and dying by the 3, so it's always dangerous. I like the way they're playing right now. Keegan Murray, the McCaffrey brothers, they're the other guys. When you get old, you forget. He hit the game winner in the semifinals, banked it in. So they're just playing very well. I just like them, but you win when you're playing that way. You win and you die. You win and lose. You die, live and die by that 3. It gets a little hairy sometimes, but they certainly are as talented as any team in this region.
Do you give Richmond any chance here in this?
Again, you live and die with 3. If they're off the mark, I do give them a chance, but I just don't think they're going to be able to beat Iowa here. But there's a puncher's chance here. There's a puncher's chance. Neri, you see anything in this bracket? Do you think Kansas is the team that will easily win this, or you think you see some competition here?
I'll see some competition here. Kansas definitely is the best team in this bracket. One team that been a little surprising here towards the end. I've liked watching Providence and Wisconsin. I mean, it's just one of those programs that when it's this time of year, you never know, they can go on a run here. So
Very well coached, both of them. The Providence is a 4 seed. They're going to get a 30-win South Dakota State. South Dakota State team with the longest win streak in the nation.
I'll tell you one thing. I think this is I think this is the bracket that gets blown up. I see I think there's a double-digit seeds all over the place that get out of the first round, and I think that the when you look at the Elite Eight, it's going to be the highest total number seed. I just think this bracket's going to get blown up because I don't think Auburn's any good, and I just think that there's some teams in this bracket that are really lower seeds. Like you just said, San Diego State or South Dakota State. The South Dakota State team scores 90 points a game.
Yeah, they're talented. The Jackrabbits are talented. They get after it. It's going to be a big challenge for Ed Cooley and his Providence Friars. I think a lot of people might be picking that as an upset what they're doing in the brackets. Interesting, if Iowa and Providence both win, these are two former MAC teams, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. McCaffrey was at Siena. Cooley was at Fairfield, and I don't think that they loved each other. I'm just saying. So it'll be an interesting game between the two. That'll be some
It's
interesting sidelight.
If Providence was somewhere else as a 4, I might say, oh, they're going to make just watching that South Dakota State team.
They're good. That conference always gives whoever comes out of that conference always does well.
It's a terrible matchup.
They scare the big guys.
It's a terrible matchup for Providence. I mean, they might get through, but that's just you do so well in that league all year, and you're ranked in the top 10 basically all year, and you just get you get probably the worst matchup for a 4th.
Yeah, I don't think Ed Cooley's happy about what he heard when these draws were announced. Next game, you can flip a coin. LSU, Iowa State. They're both so boring to me. Wade's out. They just announced that he's out. Will Wade's out as the LSU coach, so that's a little unusual. But to me, you're flipping a coin in this next game.
Fighting Meg McDonald's, Iowa State. Yeah, it's. I do think. I have LSU going to the Sweet 16.
Really? I'm not going to go there.
I think that they have a chance to go to the Elite Eight. I think they're going to be in a game. Wow. This is one of these higher seeds. Because I'll explain why in a second. But I think this LSU that league, the SEC is. I mean, it's crazy how the SEC is taking over basketball. Like football. I mean, that league is the most competitive league in the country at this point.
Very good league. Yes, it is.
Definitely overshadowed the ACC a little bit this year, I felt.
ACC was a down year, and that's why when we talked Duke, it's hard to gauge them because it was a down year. I was so impressed with the team they lost to, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The 3-14, Wisconsin and Colgate. Again, this is going to, when people are filling out their brackets and they're looking for upsets, because Wisconsin has not played great down the stretch, although I do think they're talented. Colgate 23-11. I won't be one of those people that fill out the bracket with Colgate. I think Wisconsin it will do what they need to win this game. Again, we'll break it down on Tuesday as far as with the spreads, who we like, with the lines. But right now, as far as filling out your bracket, I'm going to move Wisconsin on without too much trouble. I could see this game being a tight game for the first half, and then Wisconsin wearing them down.
I think Colgate beats them 15 in a row. They come in hot.
like I said, you won't be the only one moving them in that bracket. There'll be people looking for that upset alert.
But they haven't lost in 2 months. I mean, that's the thing.
They also haven't played Wisconsin.
Yeah, we got fraud alert.
It's a style play.
Big Ten.
Style play. Fraud alert. Yeah, so, but I just don't see it happening there. The next game, the 7-10 game,
that's a
two
teams game, man.
Two teams, USC out of the Pac-12, Miami out of the ACC. This will be interesting. neither team, both teams inconsistent this year. I was impressed toward the end with USC. So this should be a heck of a game.
I have I flipped. I went back and forth with this because Miami, Isaiah Wong, they're pretty good, but I have USC going to the Elite Eight again. I think that this team, I just all year, Pac-12. This is kind of going to be one of these things. If you remember back to last year's bracket, the Pac-12 had 3 teams in the Elite Eight, and I think it was 5 in the Sweet 16, and Oregon played USC. They had Oregon, UCLA went as an 11 seed. USC went to the Elite Eight, and Oregon State went as a 12 seed. So they beat each other up all year, and obviously there's some good teams out there. Obviously Arizona, and a lot of these teams, a lot of the people that live in the East, the Midwest, don't get a chance to see these games because it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. I mean, no one's staying up to watch these games. But they're very good, and I just a little bit. This Miami team's pretty good too, so that's probably one of the better games of the first round.
Yeah, it's a good 7-10 game. The end of the bracket is Auburn, the 2 seed against Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State's getting in only called Bellarmine, wasn't eligible because they're too new to Division I. So that's not a game we really even need to talk about. Auburn and Bruce Pearl, although they did not play well down the stretch, they're going to win that game easily. So that's the Midwest bracket. Remember, like us on YouTube, hit that notification bell, and above all, subscribe. We appreciate that. Go down, leave comments. Remember, go to HowToBet.com. There you're going to find promotions throughout all the sports books throughout the country. Big promotion from FanDuel exclusively on HowToBet.com. FanDuel and Betfred. Get there early, get there often. It's great promotions. They're pretty much giving you money, so don't miss out on those. That is the Midwest. When we come back, we're going to break down the East right after this. How to Bet, HowToBet.com.